कैसे निकालूं तुम्हें कुएं में से? मुझे तो कुछ भी समझ में नहीं आ रहा है। अरे कुछ भी करो लेकिन निकालो मुझे यहाँ से। इस कुएं में सांप और मेढक भी है, वो मुझे काट लेंगे।
Oh, no!
रुको, मैं अपनी सूंड को कुएं में डालती हूँ। तुम मेरे सूंड को पकड़कर ऊपर आ जाना। हाँ जल्दी सूंड को कुएं में डालो मम्मी। पकड़ पकड़ बाबू, मेरे सूंड को जल्दी पकड़ और जल्दी से आ जा ऊपर। मम्मी तुम्हारा सूंड यहाँ तक नहीं पहुँच पा रहा है। मैं नहीं पकड़ पाऊंगा तुम्हारा सूंड। जल्दी से कुछ और करो, नहीं तो अब मैं डूबने ही वाला हूँ।
Oh, no!
अब मैं क्या करूँ? मेरा बाबू तो कुएं में डूब जाएगा। हुर 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 और तेज चल मेरा घोड़ा। तुझे चिंटू और चिंकी के घोड़े को हराना है। तू कितना भी अपने घोड़े को दौड़ा ले बाबू, जीतेगा तो मेरा ही घोड़ा, देख लेना। मेरा घोड़ा तुम दोनों के घोड़े से आगे दौड़ रहा है, तो जीतूंगी तो मैं ही, तुम दोनों हार जाओगे। चल घोड़ा और तेज चल, नहीं तो ऐसे ही मारता रहूंगा तुझे। अरे तुम तीनों कब तक खेलोगे झूले पर? चलो चलकर घर में पढ़ाई करो। अरे मम्मी यहाँ पर घोड़ों की रेस चल रही है, तुम जाओ, अभी हम आते हैं पढ़ाई करने। अब तू इस डंडे को पकड़ बाबू। ठीक है पकड़ता हूँ। अब जल्दी कुएं में से मुझे बाहर खींचो मम्मी, मैंने पकड़ लिया है डंडे को। या! मैं कुएं में से बाहर आ रहा हूँ मम्मी। बस तुम ऐसे ही दम लगा के खींचती रहो। फिर से गिर गया मम्मी। अरे बाबू तो डंडे को पकड़कर ऊपर आ रहा था, तो कहाँ चला गया वो? मम्मी नीचे देखो, कुएं में मैं फिर से गिर गया। अब क्या करूं? लगता है मम्मी अब मैं ना बच पाऊंगा। रुको, मैं कुछ इंसानों को बुला कर लाती हूँ तुम्हें बचाने के लिए। मेरे डूबने से पहले ही इंसानों को बुला कर लाना मम्मी। अरे घोड़ा, तूने घास नहीं खाया क्या आज? जो तू इतना धीरे धीरे दौड़ रहा है। मैं जीत रही हूँ चिंटू और बाबू।
Oh, no!
वो रहे इंसान, अब चलती हूँ उनसे मदद मांगने। अरे चिंटू और बाबू जल्दी झूले को रोको। वो देखो एक बड़ा हाथी हमारी तरफ आ रहा है। अरे डरो मत, वो हाथी हमें कुछ नहीं करेगा। वो तो बस ऐसे ही हमारे पास आ रहा है। अरे क्या बकवास कर रहा है तू? देखो वो हाथी कितना बड़ा है, वो हमें अपने पैरों से कुचल देगा। हाँ मुझे भी ऐसा ही लग रहा है। भाग बाबू और चिंटुआ। अरे बाबू तू भी तो भाग, नहीं तो हाथी तुम्हें कुचल देगी अपने पैरों से। नहीं नहीं, मैं नहीं डरता हाथी से। तुम दोनों ही भागो, मैं नहीं भागूंगा। मैं तुम दोनों की तरह डरपोक नहीं हूँ। अरे तू ये क्या कर रहा है हाथी? अरे छोड़ देना, बहुत गुदगुदी हो रही है। चिंकी देखो, अब वो हाथी बाबू को छोड़ने वाली नहीं है, कुचल देगी उसे। अरे नहीं नहीं चिंटू, देखो वो हाथी तो बाबू के पेट पर गुदगुदी कर रही है। अरे अरे हाथी, तुम मुझे कहाँ खींच कर ले जा रही हो? लगता है ये हाथी मुझे रोड पर ले जाकर कुचलने वाली है। अब क्या करूं? भागो! ये लो, हाथी तो बाबू को दौड़ाने लगी। मैंने उसे कहा था भागने के लिए, लेकिन वो कमीना भागा नहीं। नहीं नहीं, मुझे मत कुचलना हाथी।
Wasn't sure.
The train doors hissed and paused, caught between closing and obedience, as if even the machine sensed her hesitation. She took a step back instead of forward, her heel skidding slightly on the wet ground. Her breath broke, just once, sharp enough that she had to press her lips together to keep the sound from escaping. She turned away. 2 steps. 3. Just leave, she told herself. This was always the plan. But plans were fragile things. They cracked under pressure, like glass watches and borrowed courage. She stopped at the edge of the platform and looked back. The man hadn't moved. Rain streaked his coat, now, darkening the fabric, weighing it down. In his hand, somehow impossibly, was the red scarf. Her heart stuttered. She didn't remember dropping it. She only remembered the sudden lightness at her throat, the cold rush of air where warmth had been. He held the scarf carefully, not gripping it, just letting it rest across his palm as if it might bruise if handled wrong. Some people carry more than just bags, he said softly when she stepped closer. They carry silence. The words landed heavier than any accusation. She felt her chest tighten, her eyes burn. The scarf trembled slightly as he lifted it, offering it back, not as a favor, not as a hook, but like a returned truth. She hesitated before taking it. When her fingers brushed the fabric, she felt how soaked it was, how thin. It no longer felt like protection. It felt like evidence. Behind them, life continued its quiet judgments. A woman near the vending machines glanced over, lips pursed, eyes flicking between the man and the girl, then away again. A security guard slowed his walk, assessing, deciding there was nothing visibly wrong. 2 teenagers whispered as they passed, their laughter too quick, too sharp. She wrapped the scarf around her wrist instead of her neck this time. A small act, a different meaning. The suitcase slipped from her grasp and thudded onto the ground. The sound echoed louder than it should have. Her hands shook openly now. She bent down, then straightened without picking it up, pressing her palms into her coat as if trying to hold herself together from the outside. I can't. Her voice failed. She swallowed. I don't know if I'm leaving or running. Thunder answered for him, closer now. The station lights flickered again, briefly plunging everything into a gray blur where faces lost their edges. He didn't step closer. That restraint felt intentional, respectful, dangerous. Sometimes, he said, eyes steady on hers, there's no difference. The conductor shouted again. Final call. The doors began to slide shut for real this time. She reached for the suitcase handle. Her fingers closed around the crack. She lifted an inch, then stopped. Rain streamed down her hair, her cheeks, indistinguishable from tears she refused to name. She looked at him, at the train, at the space between, and in that suspended moment, scarf damp around her wrist, watch ticking against broken time. Everything she was and everything she might become pulled in opposite directions, neither willing to let go. The train left without her. She realized it not by sound, but by absence, the sudden space where pressure had been, the quiet after momentum. The platform felt wider now, emptier, rain settling into its corners like it had always belonged there. The conductor's voice faded. People drifted away. Choices once loud had gone silent. A uniformed attendant approached the man, nodding politely. "Mr. Hale," he said, gesturing toward the glass doors at the far end of the station. "Your car is ready." The name struck her harder than the thunder. Hale. She had typed it carefully just days ago, afraid of misspelling it. Hale Industries. She remembered the sterile glow of her phone screen, the job listing that promised relocation, growth, a future that sounded clean and distant. She had submitted her application with shaking hands, telling herself not to hope. People like that didn't notice people like her. Yet here he was. The attendant's eyes flicked to her, curious, then dismissive, and he walked off. The man didn't follow right away. He looked at her instead, something unreadable tightening in his jaw. "You applied," he said, not asking. Her pulse roared in her ears. "You knew. I saw your name," he replied, "before I saw your face." She laughed once, sharp and breathless. Of course. Even her escape had led her back into a system she didn't understand. She thought of her father again, The way he'd folded clothes like control was something you could press in a fabric. You pack what you can carry. Her gaze dropped to the red scarf still wrapped around her wrist. That belonged to my daughter, he said quietly. The words settled slowly like ash. She wore it everywhere, he continued, even in summer. Said it made her feel brave. A pause. I found it in a station like this. After, the scarf felt heavier now, soaked not just with rain, but with history. Evidence of survival. Evidence of loss. The time loop echo tightened around her chest as his earlier words returned. Changed. Some people carry more than just bags. She saw it then. Not manipulation, not coincidence, but two parallel lines crossing once before diverging forever. I don't get second chances, she said.